You're about to listen to The Birchy Show, self-proclaimed saviour of AwayDayRadio. Not here for a long time, but here for a good period of time. So make sure you stay tuned.
Hey guys, I'm delighted to announce we have Muggsy from WinterGreen live on the phone now. All right, Muggsy?
Hello, good evening, Birchy. You well?
I'm not too bad, mate. Yourself?
I'm pretty good, yeah.
Good weekend?
So far, yeah. Still a few hours left, though. Still, anything could happen.
It's all going to change soon, mate. We've got the football coming back.
We have.
Anyway, mate, would you like to introduce the band?
Yeah, so...
a bit about you, where you're from.
Yeah, so I'm Muggsy. I'm the bass player of WinterGreen. My real name being Pete McGrath. We've got Mike Knowles, who is our singer and guitarist, and Grant Cuddy, who is our drummer. Me and Grant both do a bit of backing vocals and occasional singing as well. We formed in early 2014. We'd all known each other for years. We were mates, sort of grew up together, known each other when we were in other bands at a bit of a loose end, and said, let's do something. So we formed WinterGreen, and we've been doing it ever since. So that's what, like 6-7 years or something.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, 4 albums, and we're really enjoying it. It's great.
Good. How's the touring been? Pre-pandemic, should we say?
You mean gigging and so on, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we did loads of gigs pre-pandemic, some that were more interesting than others. And we did a gig, when England were playing in the World Cup at a football club near where I live in Urmston in Manchester, Trafford FC. They're in the Northern Premier League, and they had the big screen on and loads of families watching. And we played a gig there and ended up with loads of kids stood right in front of the stage watching us and pointing at us. So that was an interesting one. But yeah, we've got a few irons in the fire. We've got nothing confirmed gigs yet. We've definitely got one in Ramsbottom in Lancashire, end of September, early October. We just got to get the date confirmed with the venue. And we've been talking to a couple of promoters about playing some gigs in London. We did that a few years ago as well. That was good fun. So I would say within the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll have like a mini tour, if you like, confirmed.
I'll see whether if you keep us posted, mate. We'll do what we do best.
Yeah. Yes.
Get the awareness out there. Try and help you get some sales. If you get one local enough, maybe even pay a visit ourselves.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I certainly will. Anyway, let's get into the thick of it. Tracks. We're going to play 5 tracks by yourselves, and then we have an exclusive to finish on. The first track, could you tell us a bit about it? It's Everybody's Got One Riot in Them.
Yeah, so this song, I actually wrote this about 10 years ago. Do you remember there was loads of... Everyone went rioting and looting shops and everything, and it just seemed that the country was going crazy. People nicking TVs from Rumbelows and things like that. And I was in a covers band at the time, and we played a gig on King Street in Manchester, which was right above the Pretty Green shop. And Pretty Green was all boarded up because it had been smashed up and looted. And I just came up with this idea, people can lose the plot, can't they? And so everybody's capable of getting out on the streets and throwing bricks and bottles, and that was where the idea...
They were in my Wolverhampton days, actually. Remember them riots taking place, and there was quite a big one organised. It was actually organised. I saw it on social media at the time, leading up to it. I'm on my lunch break at my then job that I was doing, because I worked in the city centre, and it was just proper. If I said it was like grey, it was like an away day, like a local derby at a football match kind of thing. It always appeared, it's always cloudy and very moody and things like that, and it had that sort of feel around the city centre at the time, and then it just went off, absolutely went on. So.
Yeah, it was mad. It was like you say, it was very moody around Manchester at the time, and then I just sort of resurrected the song because about 18 months ago, just sort of pandemic had hit, and everyone was going mad, particularly in America, with Trump and all the rest of it, and I just resurrected it and showed it to the guys, and we worked on it, and it ended up on the album.
Yeah, it's an absolutely great track, I must say.
Thank you.
So would you like to introduce it, man, and we'll drop into it?
Okay, this is WinterGreen, and Everybody's Got One Riot in Them.
Where is it all leading to? And will the next one be
that was, but he's got one right in them by Wintergreen. We'll get Muggsy back now. Muggsy, the next track, Lifeline. Tell us a bit about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, this is... Mike is a very prolific songwriter. He probably writes sort of 90% of what we do. We all work on it as a band, you know. He's really sort of creative. I think this is a song, I mean, he can sort of tell you the nuances of the songs better himself, but he's not here. But he writes a lot of songs, I think, they're about love, really, aren't they? About relationships and so on.
I was just thinking to myself about this track in particular. I do think this is a beautiful, beautiful song, if that makes sense, you know. If
yeah.
Across the Roma, the lyrics to it are absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Mike and his wife particularly, I mean, he nearly lost her. I won't give too much away because it's very personal to him, but he nearly lost her while she was expecting their second child. So I think, you know, the bond that they've got is really strong, and I think he writes a lot of songs. He keeps it to his chest, but there's a lot of songs, and they really are beautiful love songs, basically.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, but obviously it worked out. So it was good But obviously, now you've actually made me aware of that personally, you know, I can actually feel that, because I know the lyrics. I've listened to the song that much over the last few months. Do you know what I mean? So now you said that, I can sort of feel that sort of vibe.
Sometimes I think it's not a good idea to give away what the song is about, because the listener hears it and makes their own opinion of it, and I think it's better to keep it that way.
Beauty of music.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I played a few tracks by other bands and that, and then like we did a mental health show that I hosted on Mental Health Awareness Week on the station.
Yeah. And
there was one track on there that I dropped that everybody absolutely was mad to. It was The Enemy from Coventry.
Yeah.
It was one of their tracks, and everybody. I used to go and watch The Enemy quite a lot, and we would absolutely go mad to the track in particular. And then I dropped it on that. I put my own sort of why it meant so much to me in mental health at the time. Dropped the track, and I'm getting messages flying in while the track's playing. Said I've never even thought of that track like that. You know, everybody's too busy throwing points around when you go watch it live. You know, the usual stuff. But it is one of them tracks, but when you actually sit down and listen to the lyrics, your whole mind span changes, kind of thing.
Indeed, yeah.
You know, and all of a sudden the song's got a completely different meaning.
Yeah, that's the beauty of music and songs.
100%, 100%. Yeah. Anyway, would you like to introduce this track for us, Muggsy?
Okay, yeah, so this is another song from our album Framed. Our band is WinterGreen, and this is called Lifeline.
You're my evening,
absolutely lovely there. And that's Lifeline by WinterGreen, an absolutely beautiful song, as I said, just to Muggsy himself. Gonna go on. Actually, before we go to the next bit of track, tell us a bit about your footballing, who your alliances with. I know one of you are Man United. I think that's yourself.
That's right, yeah. Well, I think, you know, when we did, on your website, we did the question and answer interview, which is still up there. And that question was asked of us, and my answer was, I think we've got a very interesting dynamic in terms of football, because I'm a Man United fan, Mike is a Man City fan, and Grant is a Liverpool fan. So you've got three of the biggest sort of rivals battling away with each other there. So we do have some good banter about it. Grant turned up at rehearsal last week wearing a Liverpool tracksuit, so we just beat him up, basically.
Yeah, of course. To be fair, though, to yourself, obviously Man United last season, people probably said they overachieved, but I do think they should have quite a good season this season, to be honest with you.
I hope so. I hope so.
Don't think you're going to have Liverpool come back strong now.
Yeah.
The blip last season, but they did have a lot of injuries early on, but they've finished strong.
Yeah, Liverpool will be back. Chelsea are good. Leicester are decent, and Aston Villa, could come in there.
Yeah, obviously. Super Jack might be on his way. We'll find out tomorrow, no doubt.
I was going to ask you about that. 100 million. Would you take the money, or do you want to keep him?
It's win-win, isn't it? That's just my honest opinion.
Yeah.
It'd be gutted to see him go on a more personal level as well, because he's my son's football. He's an idol. We all have idols growing up as young boys. And it is. We've met him a load of times, met his family a load of times. We met Jack and a couple of the other players outside the ground, outside the Trinity stand after the game. My lad had a little football. But he actually took the ball, asked us if we'd mind waiting a half hour, went back into the stadium, came out, got the ball signed by the complete team for us.
The whole squad, brilliant. Yeah, he does come across as a good guy like that, and he appreciates the fans.
Yeah. So I don't think the saga's ended yet, put it that way.
No, I've got a couple of City fans actually who they're not that. They think that he falls over too much and it's going to upset City's flowing football style, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But it's not happened yet. We'll tell. We'll know this week for certain anyway. Anyway, let's get back to the more important stuff. Got You're All I Need.
Yeah.
Not you personally, I'm not saying you're not my type, but you're there.
Yeah. Well, I think they're very similar to Lifeline, which we've just been talking about. This is one of Mike's songs, and I think it is. I'm just guessing it's him to his wife. You're all I need, and fair play to them. It's obviously a love song. It's as simple as that, really. Can't say much more.
Yeah. Does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Well, mate, would you like to introduce it again?
I will do, yes. It's WinterGreen again with another track off our album Framed called You Are All I Need.
Myself out of bed again. Don't know what I'd do if you weren't by my side. Something in the way you walk, the way you smile, and the way you talk when I'm with you. Well, you blow my mind. You are all I need, and when I close my eyes, you know it's you I see. Don't know what I'd do if you weren't by my side. You are all I need, and when I close my eyes, you know it's you I see. Don't know what I'd do if you weren't by my side. I don't know what I'd do if you weren't by my side.
That's You're All I Need there by WinterGreen. Another amazing track of theirs. Going to move swiftly on now. Don't Bring My World Down, possibly one of my favourites. Tell us a bit about that if you don't mind, Muggsy.
Yeah, well, this one's, the sort of germination of it is quite interesting because Mike came up with a little bit of a demo and he was kind of copying Gary Newman, Tubeway Army, that sort of stuff. And it was very sort of electronic and all synthesizers, but with a drum kit in it as well. And we loved it as a band, and we put it through to the producer who's called Peter Lee, who's done this album with us. And he kind of completely changed it, and he put the synth in it and made it more of a band song rather than just completely synthesizers. Changed the direction completely, and that ended up with the one that you hear on the album. I wrote quite a few of the lyrics to it, and Grant had an input as well. It was a good team effort, really, from one of Mike's ideas, and it was really interesting how it went from one sound completely to the opposite end of the spectrum side, kind of, but you know, you obviously love it, and it is one of my personal favourites on the album as well. We've been practicing it to play it live, which isn't easy without the synths, but we've turned it into a guitar song to play it live, so there's a lot of mileage in this song. We love it.
Of course, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I mean, as much as I like the track Lifeline, this is one not only have I probably played the most on my shows, but I have certainly listened to the most. My lad, believe it or not, even sings it now with me when he's over the weekend.
Fantastic. A signed football from Jack Grealish and one of his favourite songs from us. What could be better?
Living the dream, mate. He's living the dream.
Yeah.
Oh, right, mate, would you like to introduce it for us?
Yeah, well, I'll dedicate this one to you then, Birchy. This is another of our songs from Framed, and it's called Don't Bring My World Down.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. That's Don't Bring My World Down there by the superb WinterGreen. Finally, we're going to go to the penultimate track now of the interview. This is a track called Different Times. Would you like to explain a bit about it?
Yeah, this one sent me and Grant off on a right tangent when we first heard it. It's one of Mike's songs, and when he first played it to us, again we thought this is a relationship song, isn't it? About boy-girl kind of thing. But Mike actually wrote it about his kids, and it's amazing sometimes where song ideas come from. He was crossing the road with his daughter, and she was like grabbing his hand and trying to pull him across and all the rest of it. And a song idea just came into his head there and then, and he went home and wrote the sketch, and then we worked on it. And me and Grant were convinced for ages, like I say, it was a relationship song, until he told us what it was about. And it kind of makes sense on both levels, really, I think. And that's a great song for me, that is, when it's got multiple meanings to it.
Yeah, very clever. Okay then, mate, do you want to give it fire it out to us?
Yeah, this was a song by WinterGreen. That's us, and it's called Different Times.
Long ago we were taking it slow. I was holding your hand. We were crossing the road. Those were different times, 'cause you were mine.
Different Times there by WinterGreen, another amazing track of them. Everybody listening and tuning in tonight, or tuning in throughout the week, listening back to the show, go out, find this album, get it downloaded, give the lads a big push. They do work very, very hard. Do you want to let everybody know where they can download the album from, Muggsy?
Yeah, we're on Spotify, so if you're probably best to find bands on Spotify by searching the song titles. So if you search for Don't Bring My World Down, the whole sort of Spotify page will come up for us. because there are actually a couple of other Wintergreens. There's a fiddly-dee
Yeah.
Irish band called WinterGreen. There's another band in California who are split up now. And there's one in London who are like an electronic duo, so you have to make sure that you don't get the wrong one. So yeah, search for our songs. We've got stuff on SoundCloud, Bandcamp, all the usual places. We've got a video channel on YouTube. We love making videos and little films. Mike's day job is in film and TV production, and he's got all sorts of colleagues who are dead talented and have made videos for us.
Very interesting to know, yeah.
Yeah, they're worth looking for. I think if you go for WinterGreen Band, you'll find our YouTube channel on that.
Yeah, I shall have a look myself, to be fair.
Yeah,
so,
and of course we're on Twitter. Every time we've had a few pints, we're commenting on things on Twitter.
I've seen.
Yeah.
I try not to get involved.
No, we do too.
Sometimes I can't help myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
When that beer's flowing or your fingers work like magic and then you regret it. Okay, maybe you want to introduce this?
Yeah, so this is an exclusive for Away Day Radio. It's a song that we'd started working on when we were recording Framed, but we kind of put it to one side because we weren't completely happy with it at the time. When you talked about doing this feature with you, Birchy, we said, let's get Birchy a song, let's get an exclusive. So we finished this one off, and this one's literally just... the paint is still wet on it, I've literally finished the bass line about an hour ago. And Mike doesn't like it, actually, so I'm going to have to change it, but it's too late now. So it's a song of Mike's, lovely little acoustic number, and our producer Peter Lee has put a cello on it as well, which is really nice, and it's called Yesterday Is a Long, Long Time Ago.
Great stuff. Well, we'll go into that track shortly, but just before we drop it, would you like to say any thank yous to anyone? Anything in general?
Well, I'd like to thank all you guys at Away Day Radio, really. You've been playing our stuff incessantly, really supportive, retweeting us and everything. I think what you're doing is fantastic, and I wish you all the best. I hope it goes from strength to strength. You seem like a bunch who are really committed to it, and that's a great place to start. So long may that continue, and thank you so much for being big supporters of ours and playing our music. It's really appreciated. We love it. Thank you.
We'll only play it if we think it's good, mate, so it speaks volumes.
Cheers, pal. Yeah.
It shows how far you guys are coming on as well. You're putting all the hard work in.
That's what we want. We just want people to hear us and people to be entertained by it. That's what it's all about.
Okay then, Muggsy. Thanks a lot, mate. Absolute pleasure speaking to you.
Cheers, Birchy. Take care, mate.
Hopefully everything will work out, mate.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Look forward to all your new stuff you might have coming up in the future. Do you want to finish with just introducing the song for us?
Yes, I'll introduce this. It's a special, exclusive, never before heard, never released anywhere else. For Away Day Radio, it's WinterGreen with Yesterday Is a Long, Long Time Ago.
It seems you're in a different place, one that I don't know. Yesterday was a long, long time ago. Yesterday was a long, long time ago. It seems you wear a different face, one that doesn't show. Yesterday was a long, long time ago. Yesterday was a long, long time ago.
via WinterGreen. Check out our Twitter page at AwayDayRadio, or myself, or even WinterGreen's band. Go and check them out, you won't be disappointed. Get them downloaded, give them some support, guys. I hope you enjoyed that interview. Anyway, going to go into some bangers now. It's that time of night now, everyone's napping down, so it's time for Birchy to wake them back up.
Warning! The following few tracks might blow your mind. And your speakers.
You go from 18 to 25, waiting for your look to arrive, and you buy a house, get settled down.
The recording has stopped.